Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. That's right, it's time for round 2. It's time to review season 2 of the No Mercy podcast. Since they made so many waves recently, I thought none other than to give a bow out to my guys and make a whole nother episode about them. Talk about them, the hosts, the co-hosts, everything. All right, let's get to it. Ooh, yeah. Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override. So let's get to it. Bring the pain! What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Oh yeah, it's Heat Override, ready to bring the pain for you this week. I'm live. Everything's looking good. I think I should have this microphone thing figured out. Last time I was a little, had the other microphone over here, had the other microphone over here, so we're going to try to do this, all right? So we're here today to review Season 2 of the No Mercy podcast by Tommy G. No Mercy actually is the big reason why I started my podcast, Bring the Pain. Almost like a thank you to almost like Tommy G, because you got to think about it. Back in the day when I used to call him the Serious XM and talk to Doc Rowe, Tommy G, the Big Chi, we used to have so much fun on the radio. But at first I would come in hot like thunder and I would just bring the pain. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That kind of just started a whole trend. So like we went to war against people. We were like, yo, your crap sucks. Like your shit sucks. You had some old guys, some dinosaurs, we called them, just giving you daily advice, and that wasn't going to work. So, and do stay tuned, because we're going to have some daily advice for you, coming up soon on Bring the Pain. But let's get back to it. This is about No Mercy. Let's do a little intro. How and why I like No Mercy. At first, No Mercy started out as a sports kind of like talk show. So they would talk, give out picks, talk about different injuries. Jeff Mans would come on. Things would be always fun with Tommy and the guys. That's how it rolled. My dude, Mad Lab. Dude was crazy. Love Mad Lab. Dude, his shit is right good when it comes to MMA. So, And so I did a review last year. It was only 15 minutes. But this year, they decided to go, switch it totally up. Kurt and Tommy and all them were talking, if you're going to do this as a conspiracy podcast, they should name it No Mercy. And they did. They did, and they hit success. So, they first started out, giving an intro to everybody and talking about the subjects that they wanted to bring to the table. And unfortunately, the bod doesn't really get much love. And that's funny because, the whole brother camaraderie between Tommy and Kurt is so cool, because me and my brother have it, and people need to know, you give your brother a lot of shit. That's what you got to do. That's what brothers got to do. That's what kind of is the first step in toughening them and making them ready for society. Don't mind that. So, it was natural to just follow Tommy G into his No Mercy podcast. And, I've always been into, some aliens and some government espionage shit. I got some shit coming up, on some podcasts where I'm going to be talking about, the pizza bomber and my views on that. I had some weird interactions about that. So, but we're not going to talk about that. That's for another day. So, Tommy and the guys kind of really got it worked in where, they started out talking, really easy stuff, just covering different things from Pedogate, Antarctica, and all that. But we'll get into that in a minute. So why I love No Mercy? Because, one, the camaraderie. So let's just get all the hosts right now, and we're going to talk about them. So you got Benjamin, who hasn't been on a lot of the shows, but is one of the backbones. He's kind of like your guy that comes in, is politically correct. He's your Wall Street kind of guy. He comes in and goes, all right, guys, this is how it's going to happen. But, he don't talk like that. and sorry, Ben. You're still jamming. Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, Ben's outtakes, his his knowledge is so great for the podcast. The way he comes in and he brings the political things, he talks about, so many different, like, case things. Like, he'll talk about the court systems and what law is, and, Trump and what those things mean to him. So he comes at you like that. And then, we all know Tommy's crazy. Like, I'm just going to talk about my dude right now. Fucking Tommy is literally a pain bringer. That dude don't got to pay to be a pain bringer. That motherfucker right there, he's fucking hardcore. Ooh, yeah. Like, yo, he took people out. We're going to get to that, people. Oh, my God. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yo, you move along. You got the bud, Kurt, his brother. He gets torn up. And they always rip on him for a 30-minute video for the podcast kind of guy. And, that's cool. That's real cool. But for me, the bod is funny because, like, when he did the Cookie Monster voice of, the few times he's done it, he's like, ooh, and he started reading the Uncle Danny posts in Cookie Monster, and he started reading other posts from other, celebrities in Cookie Monsters. It's literally just fucking it was like Kurt's literally defining fucking moment. Like, it was like that. But Kurt really is cool, and I really like aliens like Kurt. I believe it. Space ain't, yeah. Like, the next host will say, Bob, Sideshow Bob, ooh, yeah, the little singer, yeah, yeah. He talks about Antarctica. No, you gotta understand that. You gotta go back and listen to that episode about Antarctica to understand Antarctica. It's almost like an Allstate commercial. So, anyway, Bob is crazy, and we gotta bring in his friend Janet, who actually just released her new podcast, which is Deplorable Nation. You can find her in all those tags. No need to give tags. They give tags out all the time. You can find these people. Well, you can't find some of them on Twitter. Sorry, Tommy. But you still the man. Ooh, yeah. So, that is what bring the pain we gotta do when we're talking about these things. They all bring their own unique. So Tommy brings, he just goes head in to the rabbit's hole. Just fucking head in like a motherfucker. And he just digs out the motherfucking carrots and throws out the green top of the carrot because he don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, the motherfucker crazy. And then, Ben kind of keeps it cool, but Ben plays that background cool. And like I said, he brings that, like, analytical side spec. And then, of course, Kurt gets it. But, man, I got to give props to my dude, Bob. Bob, you, the shit you speak. I had Chrissy Ray sit here and listen to that whole podcast. Now, I've only played certain podcasts, and sometimes when she gets, we get to the little jokes, she gets a little crazy. She's just like, ooh, yeah, I'm a wife, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, she listens to some and takes some like that and goes like that. That being said, she listened to this whole last episode, seriously, and she fucking loved it. Now, being Chrissy Ray, she's going to think I'm fucking crazy first. And, of course, talking about my boys Tommy G's and the No Mercy podcast and why I love them is because through talking with her, and she hates Trump, okay? But she doesn't anymore. And there's a reason, like, she literally, this show, the topics, she went and did her own research, her own fucking research. And she made her own decision. And that's what No Mercy is about, people. That's what Tommy says all the time. This isn't about Q. This isn't about anything. This is about, hey, we're going to mention some topics. Here's some things. Here's some notes. Go check this up. Bob is really good at Bob will blow your fucking mind. Bob will be like, yep, on this day and this thing, that guy was right here. Wind was 19 degrees. And I'm like, whoa. Bob, you go crazy. And the thing is when they brought on Janet, it was like adding that like nurse to the whole thing because of her expertise in the medical field, being a teacher as well too, and she can fucking hold her own with the boys. Ooh, yeah, like she puts it down. Yeah, so bring the pain. It's a great mix, and Janet's not always on, but Bob always keeps you informed. He brings up Pop Project, Paperclip, so many different things, and that is what you need. And you could say, hey, this is about conspiracy, but it's really not. This isn't about theory. This is about a review about a podcast that did a bunch of conspiracies leading up to this point. And they hit gold, people. They hit gold. If you don't freaking believe that, fucking believe that, go fucking check out their podcast. Listen to it. Yeah, you might get a little like, whoa, well, they're crazy. But you know what? I'm fucking crazy too, and that's cool with me. So, when you're sitting here looking at yourselves and you're thinking about what the heck, these guys and girl are having a great fucking time. And what's wrong? They're just bringing up things. So, that being said, there's the co-host of the years coming up, and it's kind of funny because, Tommy's in this, and Bob is trying to win, since Bob and Kurt had this, like, little meme war and shit like that. Kurt has been accused of tampering in the past, and his burner account, they're really onto his burner account. Kurt, you better hide. Because they're going to find it. Tommy and Bob are going to find it. They're going to find it. You know who'll find it? It'll be Jan, or it'll be Ben will find it. He'll be like, I got it, guys. And they'll come on and they'll do a podcast about it. It'll be all, they won't even have Kurt on. They'll just go live emergency with just Bob and Tommy and Ben. And they'll just talk about how they found your burner account.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So, that is a perfect breed of hosts. They keep it thing and they said, hey, this is the guideline. They're giving you a guideline. And you follow it yourself. Or if you think they're crazy, batshit crazy, then that's what you really, then that's it. That's it. But it's still an entertaining podcast. And there was no reason to take it off of Twitter. So, on that. And at the same time, there was no reason for it to be blocked on any of the other things, especially with his music and stuff. Of course, I have my own music, and it's all like right in there, and all the craziness of things. And that, but with this world of copyrights and things like that, sometimes you got to do that because you have to defend yourself because motherfuckers are out to bury you any single way. And that is kind of what happened. So let's discuss some of their topics. I mean, most recently, the Wayfair one and being able to spread the knowledge and get so many people catching these price fluctuations and the different shit that was happening on Wayfair. Hey, is it real? Is it not? Who knows? You know what? People do care, though, because that shit's fucked up. And right now, we all know that, Petigate and all that other stuff, that shit was real. There's a reason why the Coreys are just Corey now. You get what I'm saying? Like, they drive people crazy. And we're going to talk about that with some of the guests and things, because even the guests bring their own kind of, like, dimension. So, they got Antarctica. The Antarctica podcast is freaking off the hook. Yeah. And in the song, that's where they actually debuted the song. Antarctica. I'm probably saying it wrong. Sorry, guys, man. I love you. But they do that. And, I mean, I also got to bring up Bob's songs. Like, Bob made this song about Joe, Sleepy Joe. And he sings it to Old Town Road. Oh, man. He goes to the home. Bob, he's crazy. If you can find that, go check it out. You got @SideShow Bob on Twitter. But he's silent right now. We ain't trying to play with none of y'all fools, man. We're doing our own thing. Sometimes in life, like what Bob was just saying on the most recent Deplorable Nation and No Mercy, but more about on the Deplorable Nation side of things, is sometimes you just need to detach. And you guys will see that that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes you'll not hear from me from like a week or two. And that's because, man, sometimes we go on vacations and we just, I mean, with my Patreon and everything that you guys are going to see right now, you're going to actually see some of that. Where I'm going to make sure that every vacation we go on, that we're actually going to give you a peek, a view in it, and tell you how I got there. Say, hey, we spent this for this, did this for this, and did this for this, went through this to this, and it works out. And hey, I will tell you what, me, Chrissy, right? We can book you a hell of a vacation. We got the ins, like we have been figuring things out through like Groupon and things like that, just things to do. And we're saving so much money just going heads up and doing things. And that's, that's things like I didn't really think about in the past. And then the more you dive into it, man, you save so much money. Yo, we go up Niagara Falls straight up right now, like a next day off. Boom, do it. No questions. That's how it'll work. Because we just do it. So you got to detach, and that's one thing. I mean, they did the funny celebrity draft, like they actually drafted people to get corona, or if they would get offed, or if they committed suicide. Like, this was crazy, or got suicided. And that's sad. That's sad that these people do things like that. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Just be happy, like people in life. Yo, we had a crazy ass shooting over here. Just last night, I got home from karate, right? And I do karate. So at that time, I don't know what's going on. We got a little crazy little situation right now. I don't know if my camera's on right now. We're gonna have to make sure that this whole thing is going down. I don't know what's going on. Whoa. Okay. We had a live crash on Bring the Pain. So I still got the audio version going right now. I don't know what's going to happen with the other computer totally crashed out. I don't know. Maybe it's apparently they were listening to me, because now I'm just on my audio version that's not being released yet. So we're going to try to get back in here. That's crazy. That is crazy right now, live. So if y'all can see me still, it says my connection is unstable. Well, what is going on? So while the video comes back, sorry about that. That's actually live. It seems like every time like something happens with this, and like I finally got the setup done, and in here we go. We got this happening right now. So as long as I can see that we can still hear me, so that's good. And what I'm saying is, they just try to bring light to situations. Again, let's talk about the Epstein. They did the Epstein things so they were right on, straight on. And with like predictions, like they totally knew that was going to actually happen. And that's crazy. And I don't know if you can actually see the video right now. Like I don't know what happened. They must be, okay, so like, they definitely are flagging. So anyway, I can see that my audio is in and everything like that. So this is, wow. So it's audio. It is audio. Let that be known that I was live on Bring the Pain and on my YouTube, and I literally got shut the fuck down. Wow. That's insane. So, I mean, they talk about Soros. They did random bets with each other to do, other things like that. And it was like, holy crap, like, really? And for me, again, to come back to it, is that they actually had, some guests come in that were special in some of their fields. So we're going to get to that real soon. So he talked about 9/11, Vegas shooting, of course, and aliens for like a quick minute. But man, the way they roasted Chrissy Teigen on Twitter was insane. Like you couldn't even fathom the things that they did when they roasted her. And the thing, it was crazy to actually watch it go down, because she got so bugged. And then they had the people had screenshot her. So after they screenshot her, they actually came back in and started posting the screenshots that of her tweets that she had left, that she deleted, because she deleted so many tweets. She made it private, and I mean, they got to her. That's what it is. I mean, we got to them. We got to them. We held them strong. We brought the pain. We bring the pain. And we had such a great time doing it. And, I mean, it was just funny. And none of it, like, you know, it's just like, hey, man, if you can't joke about this shit if you're on those flight logs. Like, this isn't for you to joke around with. This is stuff that's for real, that actually means that we need to make sure that things are happening. I may have completely lost my live stream. And yeah, it did. So while that's being done and everything, we got this going right here. It doesn't surprise me. You know, YouTube's been crazy about some of the things that I have watched recently. Everything I upload, it seems like it uploads and it goes through another phase of upload, and then it's that. And I'm going to talk to that at the end. So all these conspiracies, all these things, everything they bring to the table is crazy. Like, you have to understand that these guys do their research, and it's fun listening to the show. And that's what I'm trying to stress, is that, yeah, they're going to talk about the conspiracies, but it's also about the fun that they have, the brother and brother connection. They rip on Bob. I call him the country bumpkin. And, you know, Janet comes in, slaps the guys around, just literally slaps the guys around and makes them their bitch. Like, she is crazy. Like, but it's fun because she's a really nice, sweet person. We talk all the time through DMs and stuff like that about shows and upcoming things and just life in general, and that's really good. And with what Matt got going on, and with more Bob in the future for Deplorable Nation, that'll be amazing. And then at the same time, it was the other things that also meant a lot. The laughter, the jokes, going back to last season, the bets that they did. I mean, and that is last season. But having, you know, this show really, No Mercy, took off last year. But man, when Larry Johnson was on, whoo-wee, with LJ brought it, man. He was doing a good job, and he was letting people know that that's what happened, and that these things that exist are real. So he talks a lot. So his expertise is like, you know, demonic Satanism, and, you know, worshiping the devil, and a lot of sacrifice and blood drinking and stuff like that, because he's been around these people. And if you go back to his interviews, and when Tommy had him on, he will tell you that. Another guy he had on, Abri Huff, man, that fucking podcast was off the hook with Abri. And, you know, they talked about how he's just, you know, he got disregarded just for being a Trump guy from, like, the San Francisco Giants when they had a reunion for the World Series team. And that's sad. That's sad, because, like, you shouldn't really care. Like, okay, you can say your things on Twitter, Facebook, social media, whatever you want to fucking call it, right? But at the same time, you got to also understand that you should know this person. I watched the last election. I watched my wife's family tear themselves apart, you know, Republicans and Democrats, because they were just flipping out. And then I was like, whoa, man, you guys got to calm down. You guys are supposed to be, like, really cool, but you're not being cool, and things aren't cool. So that's what's sad about it. That's what's sad about politics, religion, and even these movements. Like, so many people have so many different opinions. Nobody gives a shit. Like, I can't give a shit. Literally, I have so much going on in life that I'm enrolled in martial arts with my daughter, my job. I'm dealing with the COVID-19. I'm dealing with all you motherfuckers with the corona mania. Yeah, you like the corona mania in your head, and you're not getting it. And that's what Tommy's talking about. If it wasn't for the No Mercy podcast, me and my wife would not have been able to make a plan, stick to it, talk about it on our podcast, be laughed at, be fought about, be disregarded, be ignored. And now we was the last ones laughing. I was preaching at these motherfuckers back in March about schools reopening and all this bullshit and everything like that. And they're like, no, man, no. Now look at them on wait lists. Because they cannot get in. They waited too long. They didn't listen to me bring the pain when I told them. And that's their fault. That is their fault. Honestly, You have nobody to blame but yourself. You had the information right in front of you. I said it plenty of times on social media. Hey, man, you might not like me, but this information that, like, through just listening to the No Mercy podcast, being able to add one and one together and talking about it with Chrissy Ray, you can't dupe that. That's the whole point, is that you have to understand that if you want to get personal with somebody and you don't like them, then just remove them from your life. If that's how you feel. Over some shit. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't like anything else you need to be worried about. You stressing. The people that are stressing and calling me all these names on the fucking internet, dude, I don't care, man. I got my band. That was cool. You know, sharing shit. I deserved it. I got a little crazy. But you know what? I support No Mercy. And it's about supporting Tommy and the guys and just having fun. Like, you guys that hate No Mercy, all you're doing is reading the fucking titles, right? But you guys ain't listening to the content. And this motherfucker right over here, we're going to call him Sil Wummers, fucking coming out saying that Tommy G.
What?
I said Tommy G is a fucking Q dude. Dude, there's many a times, you piece of shit, there's plenty of times that Tommy has called out Q and has said, man, I don't believe that shit. And it's like, it's not the same dude. Like, listen to the podcast before you talk shit. Because then people like me hear you talking shit and you're just debunked, motherfucker. That's what's up.
Ooh, so, yeah.
You got to think about that, people. You got to think about that. And you got to think about what's going on in life. Why this stream just got shut down on YouTube. I bet. I mean, it'll probably go up. So apparently the extended version of the No Mercy podcast can be found on my Spreaker and all other forms of listening device. I'm on Spotify, Apple, iHeart. I've got everything. And I don't even know. I can't even say this shit is live. Like, when this shit happens, it's live. You see what I'm saying? We got to use. We're taking y'all out because we shook y'all. Because you got scared. You didn't get that adrenochrome no more. And that's another thing to talk about. All them sick fucks. So let's talk about Nick Hinton. And he's about like more like dimensions and stuff. And he had Kurt Schilling on, who's very, very bold. Very fucking bold, man. He is great, though. And there's no reason to even hate that. And, you know, I listen to this guy right now. I'm going to bring out, I saved him for the last. Ooh, yeah. Sam fucking Tripoli. Ooh, yeah. Love that motherfucker. He is so crazy. Show's crazy. I listen to his show all the time. I'm like, damn, I got so many podcasts, but right now I got so much time. I'm just listening to podcasts left and right. I'd be like, right from No Mercy, right into Sam Tripoli, right into Pot of Thunder, right into Flying Casual, right into Rebel Scum Cast, right into my podcast. I always got to listen back to my podcast because I bring the pain. And it just, so many podcasts that I listen to. And it's so fun because that's what I do. I drive all day, so I get a lot of time to listen. And that's why I listen to all these. Like this last No Mercy, though, I lit straight up the other day in my 3-day weekend. Car was broke down, still broke down. Damn it, motherfucker. That's how me and Chrissy Ray listened to this. We did it all day. And a 3-hour podcast is last one, Tommy G, that is. I put it down. And I gotta say, honestly, it was probably one of the best fucking podcasts I've ever listened to. They brought about him being banned. Tommy brought things to like that. People already fucking knew. That's the thing, is like this motherfucker thought, you know, we're gonna call him Sil. Sil thought that he was the first person to ever bring this shit to light. Like, he was the fucking groundhog on February 2nd, like, boom! Tommy G got shadow, motherfuckers! Yo, Tommy's G shadow will whoop your ass, dude. Like, wait till that court shit done. You know it's coming. You know it. Here comes the pain. Tommy gonna bring the pain. Because you said some shit that was real fucked up, dude, but that's not my battle to talk. I'm just a backer. And I like listening to my dudes. All those podcasts are completely different in their own ways. Even mine's, you know, crazy too. But I'm nowhere near like, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast or Sam Tripoli. But you motherfuckers got to know that you can't. You guys are trying to be all this way and trying to hide all this motherfucking shit. Like, we see it. We see your signs. We see all your stuff, your boule shit. And it don't matter. But for me, these guests talked about so many great things. And Tommy G was on Sam Tripoli's show, too. And actually, for once, I gotta say this, Tommy, you didn't get a lot of words in, but it's hard with Sam. Sam's like a fast motherfucking talker like me. He just throws out 1,000 words in like a second, and it's like, what the heck is he talking about? But then you keep up a little bit, and you're like, yeah! So, my thing to this is, and a little bit of why I kind of got into it, I didn't listen to my wife. Because Ray said, Rob, man, you're in deep. You are in fucking deep. Tommy's in deep. And I started getting hate messages on my YouTube, apparently why that probably got shut the fuck down right now. And I was getting hate messages. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And these people were just trying to talk shit. And YouTube was blocking them. And then I had to delete some. Because I was bullshit. They were coming after me. Like, coming after Tommy, but not me. And C. Ray was like, yo, man, you gotta take it easy. And I pushed it too far out when you know, the Chrissy T and the Wayfair shit broke. Pfft.
Hell yeah!
We did it. Yeah, we did it. That's what we do. It started back in the Scout Army days. But I cannot tell you enough that these guys have a great podcast to listen to. They're a great bunch of people and girls. Sorry, Janet. Great bunch of people to get information from, to start your own rabbit hole, or to deal. Like Janet's latest one on Deplorable Nation, she talked a lot about like what's in shots and things like that. But ultimately, and with Bob, natural remedies. Like, that's what I kind of do now. So I take vitamins, I do like a fish oil, I do a glucosamine. I limit myself to 2 like ginkgo bilobas a week. Sorry if I said that wrong.
Brother.
Yeah, I can do what I want anyway. Ooh, yeah. And then, you know, with martial arts, I am healing my body. My body is becoming stronger. I'm throwing up kicks. I don't even know how. I have a better split and flexibility now than when I played football back in the day. And I didn't play much, but I will tell you what, I was a backyard hero. Never fumbled, always caught the ball. Glue hands, that's what I am. It's what I do in life, you know. There's never anything, it's not about try, don't do it, and shit like that. Like Rob Zombie back in the day was White Zombie. I never try anything. I just do it. Yo, that's how I bring the pain. And Tommy does it every single time. He admitted his mistake a long time ago that he's already served his fucking time for. Served his time, got his ass whipped up in jail for it, did what he had to do. And look at him, man. He's making a sight for everything. And it's sad that a lot of people have to disconnect themselves that love Tommy because they're just like, whoa, man, we're just worried about the NFL season. And Tommy's like, you know what? Tommy kind of did what I did. I disappeared off the season, off the face of the earth. Like I was in heavy with Scout, and then Tommy was leaving and doing his thing. And just something, I don't know, just something else came up in life. I just had to, I slowed down on my betting. I don't bet big. I do it more for fun. And it just kind of was like out of me. And now I'm really getting back into it. I'm getting back into gaming on my Twitch. I'm getting back into all that stuff. And I think it's the drive, it's motivation. Well, that's mine. In Niagara Falls, that's my family's. Well, Tommy's right now is this. He's taking down you sick motherfuckers, you sickos. You know, he literally says it every single time. So, but with that being said, you do have to be mindful. And I guess maybe a few posts, and then I said things, but then some of these people on my social media kind of went out of board, and then some other people that got my back kind of took it real far, and shit does really get deep, and then all of a sudden, everything becomes Trump's fault, and boom, you're fucked. You're fucked. Like, everybody's just pissed and angry.
What?
Mad and sad.
What?
Rough and red.
What?
They're a keyboard warrior. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you don't, like I told this one dude, I was like, you couldn't even live in No Mercy. Because you couldn't have fun. You couldn't take it. And people are all talking about, like, I got called, like, I don't support, you know, the gays, the lesbian, the LQBGT, whatever. It doesn't exist to me because people exist to me. And I understand that there's a cause, okay? I understand that. And so do the guys. The guys and Janet do know that there's a cause. But here's the problem. Y'all take it to their social media. Y'all had to come after them like that. Like, you couldn't debate that. What's up, Sil? Go head with Tommy. I mean, you're going to lose anyway, so you'll be sad and broken anyway after all this. But why don't you come to him and fucking say something? Why don't you say, let's do a showdown. Let's do a showdown. You and me. Rain just picked up, so just letting you know. And let's go head to head. And you didn't do that, you motherfucker. You dirty. You went behind backs and you just brought stupid shit up and you painted your picture. But you know what? Sometimes pictures are ugly, even if it's art. It's not all art is pretty. But I do find that art can be. And I think that that's what this show is about. It's about finding that art, the chemistry between the brothers, the cousin, and people they've come across with Janet and Ben, and everybody else they have had on the show. But again, be mindful because, yeah, I got in trouble for sharing something that they had that pretty much got them all removed from Twitter. And that's sad because, like Tommy said, I amassed 240,000 people over a 5-year career. I will tell you, I got up with my scout days, I got up to 500 really quick, and then I just killed it. I was done. But since I started doing this podcast and trying to get myself an outsource and being a guest host on Flying Casual and Rebel Scum podcast, I was able to actually build that. My YouTube is building. And it's doing that because I'm starting to make those strides in Corona Mania. While everybody was flipping out and going out about Corona Mania, I was sitting here making my podcast, buying new microphones, apparently getting shut down by YouTube. Punks. And I'm still going to put this out, even if you don't get it. And if I can't put it on YouTube, I'm still going to get it released because Spreaker don't care. Spreaker will release anything that I put out because they love it. And that's the thing is, I'm too low for you guys to come hit. Yeah, you hit me. I'm still worried about that YouTube.
Hell yeah!
They're watching us. So I've taken a step back. I'm going to have some fun with some fucking gaming. But first, let's do y'all taking my dude out, taking him off the Tweeland and shit like that. You just thinking you're sitting there in your motherfucking little chair and shit like that, right? And you're like, yeah, we're going to take it out, good old Sil Wammers wants to freaking bring the pin. He ain't bringing shit. He brought the bitch. It's stupid. SmellyWeast.com. Ooh. Man, you a fucking jerk, bro. You a jerk. And Tommy gonna be the jerk last. He gonna come bring the pain. You don't see it. It's coming for you, bro. It's coming, but I'm not gonna speak on it. Because you created the jerkzilla that you made Tommy when he takes you out in anything that you guys do. But you could have been a fucking man, dude. You could have been a fucking man. You could have just came to him or contacted him and did like a fucking head up. Go head to head. Go question for question. You get taken out. He talks too fast. And you just low key, bruh. You just a jerk, bruh. And you don't even get that. And that's the problem is with you. Is that you think that, you took what you did and you win. You literally fucking gave, Miss T a fucking win. You think that was a win? That wasn't. Y'all was being fucking jerks. And I'm the resident jerk. I'm the pain bringer. And, taking off No Mercy off of the airwaves was complete bullshit. There's no reason to attack the podcast. We are allowed to say our opinions. And we put it out there. We're not painting the picture. That's what Sil did. Sil painted a dumbass picture. And if that motherfucker jerk would have actually listened to any of the podcasts, he would have knew that Tommy don't give a shit about Q. He don't give a shit about that shit. Tommy's just opening up stuff and just letting you go do the work. Tommy and them, Bob, Kurt, Ben, Janet, they did the work. They're done. They could go into it for hours, but they're not going to. Because you have to convince yourself. If you don't like this theory, you don't like that theory, you don't care about any of it, the show is still fucking good. You don't have to be a fucking jerk. And that's what makes you a jerk. Because you think that you get the right. You don't get the right. You have to be a Patreon on Bring the Pain to get anywhere near. You got to be a pain bringer. And Tommy gets that. And that's what Tommy does. Tommy opened that doorway for me. He pretty much gave me, when he gave me that 60 seconds, he allowed me to just go fucking nuts on the radio. And then I would come off and I would talk, have fun with Doc Roto and Tommy and the Big Chi. I wouldn't even get through. Me and Chi just be back there talking. But this is an episode about being a fucking jerk, right? And that ultimately led to my podcast and thinking nobody else does things that make me a jerk. Ooh, yeah, I do it. things that make me a jerk. Let's talk about how y'all decided to ban everything and follow the traces and then come over and then get me. Y'all got me. That's cool. That's cool. You got other people too. You got Steve. Hey, and you know what? I should have listened to Chrissy Ray, like I said earlier. I should have listened to her. Should have pulled back. But you know what? I didn't pull back. I went all in. But ultimately, things that make you a jerk is supposed to be about the reaction to the action. So, Sil Walmers made his fucking little bullshit ass hit piece, and now Tommy got to be the jerk and slap him around.
Ooh, yeah!
Get him, Tommy. I really hope that all of you had a good time on this show. I know I probably swore a lot, but how do you not describe No Mercy if you don't bring the pain and talk about the great times, the laughs, the camaraderie that they have, the brother to brother, like I said, the brother to cousin, and like them coming out of nowhere, imitating people, doing some crazy shit. Like, really? Like, you're gonna hate on that? Okay, well, there's other podcasts for you. Go check out this, go check out anybody else. If you can't hang, then don't become a jerk. Just move along. Just do what you gotta do. And that is the review of the No Mercy Season 2 Conspiracy podcast. Ooh, yeah. I mean, let's take it out. Just listen to it. They bring up a lot of good points, and they're really, a lot of the things they've said have come true. Bob predicted the whole race war before the election. Of course, the same way I was a jerk to a lot of people, and believe me, I pissed a lot of people off when I did all my things about, like, schooling and not being able to, like, there wasn't going to be no schooling this year, and that right there made it possible because like I said earlier, those people didn't get a head up, and it was because of the No Mercy podcast. It was because my wife is in sports entertainment. She works for a basketball and a hockey team, and we got heads up, so we were able to plan effectively. And I thank No Mercy for that. I thank No Mercy, and I thank for the information that I get from them. Whether you think it be credible or not, it still works. Go do your research. I did. She did. And like I said, from the beginning of the election, C. Ray had not one nice word to say about Trump. But now she doesn't want anything to happen but Trump to win. Because she knows what Sleepy Joe stands for. Ooh, yeah. I hope all of you had a good time. I will put up the actual video podcast of what happened, and you judge. You judge if it's a conspiracy to shut down the No Mercy. Maybe I pushed the envelope a little too much on Twitter, or not Twitter, YouTube.
Hell yeah!
And you get the whole episode right here. Sorry about that. Sometimes, man, when I go into those little fast talks, it just gets all crazy. And check out my other podcast. Go back and check out my No Mercy Season 1. Because really, that's what it's about. Like I said, with their information and the digging I did and the fight that I was going to go in because they were about to defund the charter and cyber schools in Pennsylvania by $280 million, that was Wolf. And now this motherfucker is like, you got to have a mask. We're going to give out tickets. Man, fuck you, dude. No give out tickets, man. Let's just get back to this thing. You're watching business crumble. And it's, hey, we're just keeping people safe. Yo, there's a shooting down the fucking street, right? They're testing these motherfuckers for COVID. And they're going to say that they died of COVID. Hey, what? What? Are you serious? I'm pretty sure there was some bullets involved. Get the fuck over yourselves, Gov. Like, seriously. I'm not talking towards Wolf on that way, but, like, just that. Like, fuck that. I don't care if you got COVID in us. We all got the flu strain in us, too. We all got, shingles in us, too. That can come out at any fucking point, right? Right? You test for it. Meh. Maybe it comes out. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Who fucking cares? But I can tell you what. Whether they had COVID or not, they'd be alive if those bullets didn't hit them bodies. And that's sad. That's some shit. Because that shit was like half a block away from my house. I was jumping in the fucking shower when that shit happened. And, I got a wife and a daughter. And that's why I go to karate. Because if somebody brings it, I'm going to bring pain to them. And that's what we do. And all the information has started with the No Mercy podcast. They had the inside info first, just like I said. And for that, I thank you. I hope everybody gives me a chance and puts it out. Share this, like this, do what you got to do. Go on my Spreaker, please. Go on my Spreaker. Follow, like, comment. If you think I'm shit, tell me. I'm just trying to talk about the things I love in life. Whether I talk about Niagara Falls, No Mercy, Pot of Thunder, if I'm Pot of Thunder, man. Or if I'm anything, or if the Macho Man, yeah, like I'm over there, doing my thing, like the cream, rise to the top. All of you heat over rights. Go like it, and follow me. That way you get updates, and you can get my new podcast and everything, and go to my Patreon. I will be releasing my info this year in full gear on my Patreon's heaviest level, medium level. So the Painbringer, you get all my info. Heat Overwrite, you'll get the medium info, and then everything's going to go to my website, Married with DFS, because I've been doing that longer than Bring the Pain. And that's how I'm going to do that. So I hope everybody had a great night, or has a great night. I hope you guys share a beer, and always stay questioning, motherfuckers. That's my boy. Ooh, yeah! Yo, everybody, it's He Override. So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
Every day at lunch, we get a very special treat.
Ooh, yeah!